Now I want to say something because it's the kind of thing that goes on in my head that I can hardly ever get a chance to put into words. But let's just say that I was born in April. That's when I started living. It's the doorway. I was born on 4/16/80. So that's 4 is D1. 16 is 4 fours. So that's, 16, 1, 6, which is 7 from heaven. And then there's 1980, which 1 and 9 is just equals 10. So it's just 1, 0, like a matrix, ones and zeros. And then 80, infinite ongoing, 8 and O, which is also 4 times 5, which that's 9, infinite, equals 20, which is T, 80, A-T. It's an addition to the world from God. Now that sounds weird, but that's literally my age, and those words are just me not saying them, like I didn't study or practice anything like this. But then, because I was born in April, living, my mom was born, since she's a female, it changes that gender to a John Livingston. If I found somebody named April Livingston, she would be someone who's really into flowers, loves the rain. It doesn't mean that she was born in April. Sometimes those signs and symbols get confusing to people because, like Avril Lavigne, and I don't even want to think about when she was born because then I'll remember her life. So I stay out of people's business by not looking into them. But I bet that, she likes sadder things because she believes that things have to be hard before they get better. And she believes that, just like April loving, like April showers bring May flowers, because the rain brings beauty. And she's gothic. And she has a song called Skater Boy. So she's not just Avril Lavigne, she's average loving. She loves the skater boy. She dresses emo and gothic. I mean, this is just not me picking these words out, but it's the way our name patterns create us. The more you hear them, the more you believe them being you, you become those things. And that's why I've become exactly what I was supposed to become. Daniel Jared Alexander, like Daniel Jared. You're it. You're it. You're it. And what is it when it's generated on its own? Ged. What is Ged when it's ongoing? God. And it's what we've got. It's what we get. It's here. And it's what you hear on earth and what I've heard in Erie or near Erie. You know what I mean? In Pennsylvania, writing down for everybody. It's the kind of weird stuff that literally is only directing itself to me as God. And that freaks me out because everyone else from my Alexander, Daniel, Jared point of view here on earth, literally every celebrity, every character, every history book thing, every animal, every dinosaur name, every Latin version of the name, there's nothing that doesn't add up, and it's just simple math using 7 different tenses. And when I say 7 tenses, it gets hard for me to explain to people because one is like the letters going, like if you have the word the, it's T, then H, then E. You can just use them as the numbers and say 20, then 8, then 5. And you add it that way, and then you see what 33 means. But then 33 turned into itself is an 8. That means one thing. 3 times 3 is 9, and that means something else. And it'll actually show up the way that it interprets itself. It matters on what you apply to it, the thought you put to it. Like if you put sugar in water, you're going to have sugar water. If you never put the sugar in the water, it's not sugar water. But if you apply a math equation of 6 from 20, you get 14. But if you never applied it, you just have 20. But if you never applied the idea of numbers, you'd only have one thing ever. So first ideas are like iotas. They're dots, like the things we put between decibels or a period of time. And everything goes right into more and more and more of the same thing, like a myriad or a triad or triangle. Like I understand exactly how every triangle shape in the infinite world without physical expression was created. So to me, pyramids are obvious of how they were made. They were made infinite different ways, and they were made certain ways here on this earth. They were made certain ways on another earth. They were made in other ways on another earth. And it sounds really silly, but when you put the words that we use as our solar systems and da-da-da-da next to someone's name, it will interpret where their energy, quote unquote, came from, because it didn't come from space. It came from inner space with no visible, seeable things. Like Mars is out there physically, but it's actually in you invisibly. Invisibly, not physically, P-H-Y out there, cycly. It's invisibly, like you can see it when you look in yourself. That's literally what those words mean. But no one has heard it that way and put that simply, so they go, wow, that's nifty that he can say that. I'm like, it's not me saying that. It's you, inside you. That's why you understand it so simply. But then you go, nope, I was told this by these people, and you obviously know that those people don't have your best interest in mind, because the only way, even if you support them, the only way that they could have your best interest in mind is if they knew what they all were. And when's the last time anyone came to ask you what you wanted today? I'm waiting. Because all you got to do is ask me. All you got to do is tell me, and we can work on that. And when I see fault in you, I will have to say, well, maybe you should work on this, and this will get better. And you have to listen. I can't do anything about the fact that you may not like the way the speaker appears, but the sound coming out of the speaker is the right music to listen to. So it's not I don't have any regard to if I offend anybody, because I'm coming from love. So there's no way that I'm trying to offend anyone or anything at all, ever. But they will take offense. And that's the issue. And then other people are like, well, I didn't mean to offend you. When they're coming from a place of what they mean being from their heart, of course they don't. And they actually mean it when they say that. But that doesn't mean that it won't offend people. And we all know that you sometimes you say things to somebody and you meant well and they get offended. It's not because you didn't mean it well. It's because when their ears heard it, their speaker distorted it into some kind of hurtful thing to their emotional construction at that point in time, at that moment, that MO, ongoing, like manifested ongoing mental fragment is a moment. Like it's this manifested ongoing way my mind is acting, my moment. Every moment is that, what you're thinking about. So you must put some of your concentration on the way you think, not on the way other people think, not even on the news, not even on the current events, because those current events are going to keep passing by moment after moment if you keep looking for them, or keep staying around or staying into objects and areas and groups of people that you know you shouldn't be in. The next moment is going to have more of a likeliness to be negative, because you saw something that shouldn't have been being done or shouldn't be going on, and you did it anyway, or you allowed it anyway, or you stayed around it and left it be part of your world. Remove yourself from the garbage, remove the garbage that you can remove from you, and work on the way you think. It's a pretty simple process. It really is. But people aren't used to thinking simple. They're used to thinking, I want, I gotta have. And if they can get over that, they'll see that they can then have everything. It's the only way that it's going to work. Other than that, you're going to be looking for outside interference, and you're going to be using outside clutches like money and guidance from somebody who doesn't have your best intentions or your best health or your best wise mind at heart or in their intentions. So that's all I'm going to say for now. Peace, guys. God loves you. So does Dan.